Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Heart Journey show. My name is Vicki. Normally, what I do is I usually have an interviewer, somebody to interview, like a friend or a new friend, and we discuss all things spiritual. And as usual, we'll start off with the weekly tarot forecast. What I thought today, because it was the Spiritual Events Directory Expo Day, it's been a big day for me and a lot of the people that I work with, and the people that I interview, like some of those people as well. I decided to forego the interview this week and share with you some of the highlights of today, um, because what happened was it ended up being a bit of a theme. I thought it's quite appropriate to just splice together some of the highlights and show that running theme, and you can get a sense of how I work and what I do and some of my ideas and how I can actually assist you in your journey by supporting you through your own ideas and to help you find your way and your soul wisdom. But to start off with, we are going to do this week's weekly forecast. So, as usual, Mythic Tarot deck that I use, I choose 6 cards and I'm going to interpret those cards for us to give us a little bit of a clue of the energy that's influencing us this week, and that's week commencing the 9th of November. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is stimulating video. So, we're going to see what's going on, what energy is influencing me, influencing you, and just, so we can have a bit of a heads up about how we're responding and how we're reacting and where we're actually heading. So the first card, I don't even know what's going on either, so it'll be a surprise for me too. The first card is the Eight of Swords, not one of my favourite cards. So this is where I'm at, where you're at, and the energy that's surrounding us this week. So this is a card, and I'm just going to tune into the particular energy for this card rather than the actual typical meaning, because that has... So there is a sense around us this week where we are really going to be sorting out what is our responsibility and what's not our responsibility. For too long, we have been letting outside influences pull us back and forth, and really it has no bearing on our path, on our decisions, and really on our life. But we have been allowing those in. I think that it's been unconscious allowing in, and now we are actually seeing it for what it is. So it's going to be very much highlighted around that the people and the circumstances that are really taking your attention away from your life, that have nothing to do with anything to do with you, but they're used to you giving them attention, are going to be really dragging on you this week and dragging on me too. So I'm not really looking forward to that, because that's not my fun part. However, it's always going to be brought up for clearing, right? So the next thing we're going to be looking at is what universal or global energy is influencing us this week. So we're looking at how the universe is actually supporting us and what energy are they bringing to this party. So let's have a look. Oh, Page of Pentacles. So, all right, so this means that there is something... it's about establishing, I want to say straight away, establishing a new regime around us. So we have something that we want to forge forward in the world on our own 2 feet, on our own way. It is very much in the planning or early stages. So the idea hasn't quite formed yet, but we know that deep down inside of us, we want our own time back. So if you think about, if other people have been taking our time and not stealing it from us, we've been giving it to them willingly, but we've tangled ourselves up in it so much that we really don't know how to extract ourselves. We're going to get so sick of it that we're just going to say, enough, I really need this time for myself, because universally our soul is getting us ready. It's preparing the ground, because there's a new idea, a new way forward that's actually going to nurture us and bring us either physical wealth or energetic wealth or even health wealth. I quite like the health spells part of it. So what is energy is blocking and challenging us? I love this card. It is the card of contentment and peace and emotional happiness. But if we're looking at it as a challenge, I would say that we just don't want to be moved out of our comfort rut. So it's interesting that the talks that we talk that I'm going to show you after this weekly forecast are all about how to move ourselves forward and how to shut down that critical mind. The part of us that wants us to stay in our rut, that wants to stay in our comfort zone, even if it is not very comfortable, you know, anything new, any new path, which is what is being shown to us at the moment. This is a very undefined path as well. So it's a tricky situation in that we don't really have anything to latch onto, but the universe is preparing us for it, right? We have to be clear and clean in order to harvest that and nurture it and make it grow. So it's about moving us out of our comfort zone and what we consider to be our contentment space or our happy place. Doesn't mean to say that our happy place is not a happy place, but you know, we've sat there long enough now. It's time to move on. And it's, sometimes there's a bit of a shove that has to be pushed us out. Hence the discomfort around those around us that we've built that sort of framework around us. Now, what is our response going to be? We're going to withdraw. We're going to actually say, you know what? I need this energy for myself, so therefore I'm going to pull away. There is a sense of blame or a little bit of victimization around that as well. So if you're feeling the tug and pull of those around you, where it's like a framework that has been created over years and years and years. You're now deconstructing or actually realizing the only response that you can have is basically no contact. But you also have to work through that whole thing. Well, it's your fault that I got to this space, and actually coming to the realization that we ourselves created it because it was a comfort zone, right? So we're breaking down that comfort zone. We're working through the fact that it's everyone else's fault or that fault or this fault. And in the end, we're holding it because we need it for ourselves. All right, so what's our future? Oh, I love this. Look at this card. Our future is a creative idea. So I talked to you before that we didn't know what our creative idea was going to be. Now it's going to come to the fore. So if we are very kind to ourselves and extract ourselves from those difficult situations, work through the thing like such and such fault, it's your fault that I'm here, you know, rah, 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 when really we co-created that. We are now going to step into that new idea and that new inspiration. Now, this isn't like rah, rah, let's go rushing into it. This is where that idea pops in. It's that idea that says, you know what, this is actually the way forward that I want to go. So this requires a little bit of planning, and it is a way forward that it's not something that you build, and it's not something that you get all this energy and like, yeah, rah. It is very deliberate, and it is very constructive, and it requires steps, and that's what the Ace of Swords is telling me about. So we're going to get to plan something new, but the idea is going to be there to move us forward. It is not going to be something obscure. So that's really good. Really good. All righty. So what is the spiritual meaning behind this? It's about letting go of the past. So the way that we used to do things no longer serves us. We're getting a good dose of that in that old framework of what doesn't serve us anymore. Because we're getting a big dose, our soul is letting go of old patterns of behavior, old belief systems, and old ways of doing things. We are going to be just uncomfortable in our comfort zone so much so that we want to get out of it. And the reason or the energy that the universe is providing us to get us out of that situation is to say there's something new, but you have to be clear to get that. We're also going to be holding our energy for ourselves. We're going to build our reserves up so that we can launch that new regime or that new pathway. Our spiritual self is letting go of the past. the past that's been holding us back, and it's time to let go of that. So if we're looking, if you know of any past life meditations to help your soul move through that, or I think I've got some old past life work-throughs on my expo page. I might try and track them down and put them up on my Facebook page for you, or my even my YouTube studio as well, channel. And you can access that, and I'll advertise that in the comments part of this video. But it's good that we're leaving that past part of us behind, because we don't need it anymore. And we're so ready for something fresh and something new that it's worth that bit of discomfort just to say, oh, yes, break free of old patterns of behavior and step into that new venture. It's like our mind is going to go. So I'll leave that with you. Thanks for joining me. I'm now going to add on some videos from today, and that actually ties in very nicely about how you can access that creative part of you and how you can recognize and work with it within yourself. I think that I will also have an extended version available on my YouTube page. I'm just going to splice together some snippets so that you can get a sense of what happened today. And the extended version will certainly be on my YouTube video and also on my Facebook page. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I will be joining you online, because I'm going to set this as a pre-recorded video, but please jump online with your comments, because I can answer you in real time. It's just that I can't be in person online tonight, but I will be back live next Sunday, 7:30, with the guest interviewee, and we'll be having some fun and talking all things spiritual. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. With love from me to you, my name is Vicki Haspels. My website is vickyhaspels.com. Comment, come and see me. Live videos tomorrow, live readings tomorrow, I should say. And anyway, have a great week. Thank you so much. Enjoy.